Imagine a world where the only map you know is the one you started with, where the evolution of a game is frozen in time. What if we never left the classic, the original, the legendary Fortnite Chapter One? Can you believe it's been years since Fortnite Chapter One completely revolutionized the Battle Royale scene? Those were the days, right? But what if those days never ended? Fortnite Chapter One, where it all began. From the moment we dropped off the battle bus for the first time, we knew this game was something special. The unique blend of building and battle royale action captured our hearts and screens. Iconic locations like Tilted Towers, Anarchy Acres, and Retail Row became more than just names on a map. They became battlefields where legends were born, where we forged friendships and rivalries alike. But what if we never left these familiar grounds? What if the map never evolved into the Chapter 4 we know today? Imagine, for a moment, that Epic Games decided to keep Fortnite perpetually in Chapter 1. The same map, but with continuous updates and upgrades, sort of like what we've seen with games like PUBG, new weapons, skins, and perhaps even new areas, but always within the confines of that original island. One of the first things we'd likely see is an ever-evolving landscape within the familiar. Maybe Tilted Towers turns into Mega City, or perhaps Anarchy Acres becomes a sprawling urban landscape. The potential for continuous change within the boundaries of the original map is limitless. Sticking to Chapter 1 could mean a more refined experience. Instead of adapting to new mechanics and terrain every season, players would have the chance to truly master the art of Fortnite. Competitive play could reach new heights, with strategies and skills honed over years of gameplay in a consistent environment. But what about growth? Growth in games is often driven by fresh content and updates. Staying in Chapter 1 could mean a slower pace of new players. Maybe Fortnite would have become a cult classic, with a tight-knit community rather than the global phenomenon it is today. It's possible that without new content, some players might drift away, searching for the next big thing. Yet, others might have stuck around, drawn to the nostalgia and purity of the game they fell in love with. Many pro players and top streamers said they miss the simplicity of the old days, but they also acknowledge the excitement that comes with new updates. Imagine the iconic Chapter 1 map, but with the twists and turns of later chapters events. First off, let's talk about the end event from Season 10. What if, instead of leading us to a new chapter, it reshaped the original map? The Black Hole event was mind-blowing, but in this alternate reality, it speeds us back out onto the familiar terrain of Chapter 1, transformed and reimagined, keeping us tethered to our beloved original island. Now, let's dive into the device event. Imagine this mechanical marvel rising from the depths of Dusty Divot. The storm shield it creates alters our strategies around iconic locations, melding the old with the new in an exciting way. Following this, imagine the map flooding from Chapter 2. The familiar landscapes of Lazy Links or Tomato Town, now partially submerged, would offer a whole new gameplay dynamic on the old map. And who could forget the Galactus event? Picture this cosmic showdown happening over the skies of Retail Row or Dusty Depot. The sheer scale of this event on the original map would have been an epic sight to behold. This twist would have added an unprecedented level of excitement and unpredictability to the game, while still maintaining the core essence of Chapter 1. The Cube Queen's arrival would also take on a new dimension, the mysterious cubes appearing around the old map, altering areas like Greasy Grove or Moisty Mire, bringing a slice of the unknown to our familiar battlegrounds. Fast forward to the Chrome Takeover or the epic 7 vs IO war. These could have dramatically transformed the landscape and gameplay of Chapter 1. Perhaps turning Wailing Woods into a chrome-infested forest or making Pleasant Park the front line of the IO and 7 clash. And let's not forget the potential integration of Chapter 4 locations. Imagine Slappy Shores or Eclipsed Estate suddenly appearing amidst the Chapter 1 terrain. The mixed position of old and new would have been a visual and strategic delight. But the big question is, how would the community have reacted to these changes? Would they have embraced this hybrid of old and new, or yearn for the untouched simplicity of the original Chapter 1? I scoured forums, Twitter, and Reddit to gauge opinions. While some players expressed a desire to keep Chapter 1 pure, others were intrigued by the idea of these grand events reshaping their beloved original map. Now, let's talk about gameplay. Fortnite's evolution brought us things like NPC bounties, wildlife, and bosses vaults in later chapters. In our what-if scenario, combat would still revolve solely around player skill and building capabilities. Imagine the strategic depth of the Chapter 1 map infused with the mechanics and items from later chapters. This mix could have created a gameplay experience both familiar and excitingly fresh. The classic map would have felt new with each added feature, offering endless possibilities for creative strategies and playstyles. However, it's not all a perfect dream. Integrating new mechanics into the old map could have brought challenges. The finely tuned balance of Chapter 1 might have been disrupted by the introduction of, say, newer, more powerful weapons. But what about vehicles? Vehicles have always been game changers in Fortnite. From ATVs to helicopters, each brought a new dimension to gameplay. But what if these vehicles roamed the original Chapter 1 map? Imagine racing a whiplash through the old dusty trails of Paradise Palms, or piloting a chopper over the peaks of Viking Village. Now let's talk about vaults. Picture hidden vaults scattered across the original island, each a treasure trove of high-tier loot. Maybe there's one under the old soccer field, or a secret entrance beneath the waters of Loot Lake. The race to these vaults would have added another thrilling layer to the game. Mythic weapons, secret vaults, and collaborations would have infused the old map with new life. The familiarity of Chapter 1, combined with the excitement of new gameplay elements and characters, could have offered a unique Fortnite experience. While this sounds thrilling, there's a catch. The Chapter 1 map wasn't designed for such a wide variety of vehicles, but the inclusion of later chapter vehicles disrupt the balance and flow of the original map. Or would it have added a layer of strategic depth and excitement? On one hand, veterans of the game might have relished the challenge of adapting to these changes, seeing it as a way to recreate their play. On the other, some might argue it could have diluted the purity and simplicity that made Chapter 1 so beloved. Chapter 1 wasn't just about the gameplay. It was the sounds that captured our hearts. Those crisp gunshots, the unique sounds of building, many players argue these were unmatched. When it comes to graphics, we've seen Fortnite evolve dramatically. The crisp and stunning visuals of Chapter 4 are undeniably impressive. However, there's something charming about the vibrant and retro look of Chapter 1. The nostalgia alone would have us all racing back to relive the beauty of yesteryear. Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Staying in Chapter 1 could have its downsides. One potential drawback could be map fatigue. Even with continuous updates, players might grow tired of the same scenery. There's also the risk of the game feeling stagnant, as part of Fortnite's charm has always been its ability to reinvent itself. With every new chapter, Fortnite seemed to outdo itself, but the roots of its cultural impact were always in Chapter 1. Perhaps staying there would have cemented its legacy as not just a game, but as the definitive digital experience of its time. However, would it be welcoming to newcomers? The game's difficulty curve might be steeper without the natural introduction of new mechanics over time. Economically, Fortnite Chapter 1 staying the course could have a ripple effect. The game's success spilled over into merchandise, partnerships, and esports. Then there's the social aspect. Fortnite isn't just a game, it's a social platform. The introduction of Party Royale and in-game concerts made it a place to hang out, not just play. Without these innovations, would Fortnite still be the social hub it is today? Perhaps it would be more of a niche gamer's retreat rather than the inclusive virtual space it's known for. So, what do you think? Would you prefer the eternal Chapter 1, with its no-frills, battle-centric purity? Or do you thrive on the constant evolution and surprises that the subsequent chapters have brought us? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And super curious to hear whether you're a Chapter 1 purist or a fan of the game's evolution. No matter what side you're on, it's fascinating to consider how one change could have altered the entire trajectory of Fortnite and, by extension, the gaming landscape. So here's to the past, the present, and whatever comes next. Because in Fortnite, the only constant is the excitement of what's around the corner. For now, drop into your memories, celebrate Chapter 1, and keep building towards the future. Stay tuned for more adventures, and remember, the island is always waiting for your return. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, keep those victory royales coming.